Hey Goddess, and welcome to this timeless pick a card, the Lightworker mission activation. So this is definitely for those of you out there that are really looking to step into spiritual service. Now, maybe you have a very specific idea of what it is you are here to do, and maybe you even have gotten it launched and you've stepped fully into it. You will get some downloads here today, and maybe you're still toying with a few different ideas. Listen in and just see what comes up and comes through for you. In this reading, I'm going over how you can connect with your ideal client, how you can collaborate with them in session or in coaching calls or whatever it is that you do, what might block you from showing up consistently to your spiritual mission, what support you need, and then what your potential is if you were to follow some of the guidance that comes through in this reading. The very final card is an action step that you are being guided to take. Obviously, you're going to check in for resonance on that, but we're going to get you some information. We're going to get you moving in this reading. So I am so excited. Drop into the heart. Notice which pile is really speaking to you, which one is calling your name. And then check down in the video description where I have the timestamps and head over to your reading. See you soon. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's just go ahead and get right on into what it is that Spirit wants to share with you here today. So first up, how can you connect with your ideal client? We have the rhinoceros. Be strong and courageous. To be honest, I'm hearing that your ideal client is already thinking, I want to say yes to working with her. I want to say yes and I want to enroll in this person's course. They're like on the edge. They're teetering between their yes and their no. And what Spirit is really suggesting that you do is you step forward and talk about the process of being a solid yes, being someone who's saying it's a yes, but it's a not right now, and being a no. You guys have worked with a lot of people. You've paid a lot of coaches. You've worked with mentors. You've taken a lot of courses. You've done it. And over the years, you've figured out what's a strong yes and what is an immediate kind of shut up and take my money. I want in. What's I want to do this, but I need to give it a little time because I'm not ready. And what is a no. This is part of your magic because you don't want to, and I'm hearing like you haven't really identified this about yourself before, but for those of you that have, there's a hesitancy to speak up and say, this is how you figure out if you're like a hell yes, this is if you're a not yet, and this is your a no. You're hesitating to do that because you're under the impression that almost everybody will then say no to you. But I see it going in a very different way. I actually see this working really well for you. And this isn't a Q&A post, or this isn't a post where you answer everybody's questions about your program. This is helping people go within and really tuning into, do they resonate with not just you, but with any decision, with any commitment they're considering making. And this is something that you'll be able to reuse time and time and time again. And it could be like a blog post. It could be just a piece of content. It could be a video. Pardon me, I had a little tickle in my throat. But you are really being called right now to connect with your client, to be real with them, and to say from a space of love, maybe you're a chronic personal development junkie. This is how, and just sharing your process. These are the questions that I sit with. These are the journal prompts that I go with. This is where I feel it in my body if it's a big yes. Sharing that process with them in a way where it doesn't just serve you. It doesn't just serve them saying yes to you, but it serves them in their life. And that's a really beautiful and powerful message. And I love it so much. So listen, for those of you that are in Wild Hearted Collective and got this pile, this spiral is jumping out at me. Set the intention, go into the spiral meditation and ask, like, how can I guide them to be either a strong yes or a strong no? Because I also feel like if you do a lot of discovery calls, so if you do like that 15-20 minute, let's see if we're a good fit, you might be getting frustrated because it's like you're having a lot of them, but no one's committing either way. And everybody's saying like, yeah, I'm interested, but they're hedging. And so this is an opportunity for you to start getting people with firmer answers. And don't be afraid of the no's, because if they're saying no, then they're not your ideal client. They're not here for you. And you're not here for them. Let's look at it this way. You're not here for them. You're here for people that are a hell yes. And I have to be honest, you're also here for the people that are like, yes, but not yet. But it's like you pay less attention to the people who say yes, but not yet. And I kind of feel like that's your untapped income right there. And it's not about selling them, and it's not about like strong arming them or coercing them or giving them that deadline. It's just a longer nurture sequence where it's just going to take them a little bit of time. And for some of them, it is just about knowing that they are worthy of this transformation, knowing that they are worthy of saying yes to working with you. And there's a lot of sales tactics and strategies that are promoted out there, which I don't love. I'm getting the impression sometimes you might be using them, and I would just pay attention to them and pay attention to how people who you would really like to work with react to that strategy or that tactic. Because if it's turning them off, that's a big, and I mean, like, these are people that you want to work with, not because it's like, oh, they would pay you, but because you're like, yes, like your goals and my goals are aligned. If they're responding to certain strategies and tactics you're using in a negative way, that's a sign that your target market doesn't favor that way. Okay. So just a little download from Spirit that Spirit wanted me to share with you. Okay. Let me get a sip of water. Okay. So next up is, how can you collaborate with them? So in session, we have children. Know that your children are protected. You might very well be offering some kind of family transformation, or it might be some sort of mother to child work, or perhaps you're even working with someone's children. Maybe you're a play therapist, or maybe you're an educator, or whatever it is. Spirit wants you to, okay, and so here's another message. For some of you, children are a big reason that they can't say a firm yes to you right now, because what you're offering is a very big commitment, both financial and time. And they hear the financial and it's like, oh, but my kids are going to need ballet lessons, or my kid needs new hockey skates, and like, oh, how am I going to manage that? So it's that, but it's also the time. That's going to take time away from my kids. I have lacrosse carpool 4 times a week, and I'm not sure when I'm going to fit that in with you, whatever it is. So Spirit is saying, in regards to creating your offerings and designing your service, pay attention to the time commitment you're asking of them. Pay attention to the financial, not that you should, undercharge. I'm not saying that at all. But just pay attention to that. And like, one of the things that is coming in is like, maybe you're putting out a course or a package and it's like 15 sessions long. Well, that's a big commitment for these individuals. And so maybe instead of offering it for the 15 sessions, and I definitely understand why you would want to do that, scale it back, make it 5 sessions, make it 5 modules. And what's really cool about that is you have those 5 modules, or you've already finished designing, creating, recording 15 modules. Make level 1 5, level 2 5, level 3 5, and they have the option to buy it as a whole package, or just kind of one chapter or one level at a time. But it'll make it more digestible for them. And here's the other thing to consider. You don't have to, like, shortening your course or shortening your package, it doesn't require a substantial cut in the price. That's a message from Spirit. Okay, so sit with that. See how that might work for you. Okay, next one is, what might block you from showing up consistently? 3 of Swords. A couple of things. Sometimes you guys get up in your head and don't stay in your heart. And so and that's probably why when people are saying no to you, you get really defeated. You think, oh my God, this is never going to work. And you do pay attention more to the no's and the negative feedback than the people that are saying, yeah, I would love to do this. I just can't do it right in this minute. And so Spirit is suggesting, pivot your focus a little bit. I mean, the no's are pretty loud, right? I totally feel you on that. But there's a lot of untapped or there's a lot of people that you're not focused on that have a lot of potential. Okay, so there's that. Stay in the heart space. Make sure that you're serving and not selling all the time. Now, within balance. The other thing that's coming through, that some of you tend to get your heart broken a lot. You tend to get into some relationships that Spirit just said it's not just the breaking, but it's like when you're in a relationship, you kind of become fully focused on being in the relationship. And when the person leaves, then you end up with a broken heart, and then it's hard for you to show up into your mission. And to you, I would say just pay attention and stay present with that. Life needs to go on. You know, that's kind of the sign of a little bit of codependency. So be mindful of that. It's wonderful to have a romantic partner, but if you get into relationships and focus solely on them, that's not healthy. Especially you have a big mission, you have a big reason for being here, and sometimes it takes your love life distracts you and takes you away from the work that you're here to do. And Spirit just said, and sometimes it's not even just like a romantic relationship. You sometimes are derailed by your own children or your own parents or your own circle, but sometimes you get distracted and you get derailed, and then it takes you longer to get back in the driver's seat with your mission. That's a big message. I was not expecting that. Okay. So again, two messages there. One, stay in the heart. Pay attention to the yes, but not yet, and the yeses. When somebody says no, it's not like you're going to be rude or disrespectful, but when they're saying no, they're also giving you permission to no longer focus your energy there. Whereas the yes, not yet, and it's not like you're going to chase them down, but then you still can pay attention to their reservations and their fears, and you can create a little bit around what those are so that you can help them take away that resistance. All right, so what might consistently block you? What are we moving into? It's what support do you need? Okay, here we are. So the support that you need right now, we have Mother Gaia, Earth. Really a big, strong call for you to get grounded. And I am hearing it's like get grounded and get consistent. Show up every single day, or show up more. Because now it's like you show up 2 days a month and then it's nothing for the rest of the month. And you're wondering why it's not growing, and you're wondering why people aren't saying yes. Just make sure you're showing up. And that's not show up to the point of burnout, but I am picking up that you guys are, I'll tell it like it is. Your energy from this 3 of Swords card is feeling like you don't take it seriously for some of you. Okay? And I know that can be a little confronting, but really it's like you're saying you want to be of service. This is not for all of you. You want to be of service, but it's like you're very easily distracted. And we said that in that card. And then for others, just get grounded, get centered in yourself, and stay confident in what you have to offer, because what you have to offer is so needed. Okay, so get grounded. That's the support you need. And that might be, I'm hearing like you might need to get back into your self-care practice of going to yoga. Consistency is a big thing for, I would say it's like a 50-50 split. Some of you are so consistent, it's maybe your consistency is confronting to people who aren't consistent, and then some of you are not consistent. Okay, and they're saying it's like half and half. Okay, so get grounded, get back into your practice, and then show up regularly. So what's the potential for you if you follow this activation? Undying love. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to tell it like it is with this 3 of, for some of you, this is like when you were catalyzed by a romantic relationship. You were called to heal your codependent ways, your feelings of unworthiness, of being not enough. And that's why when somebody comes into your life, and for many of you, it could be the same person. For many of you, it could be the highs and lows of your marriage. But when that person shows up, or when a person shows up, you go all into that. And that's still a sign that you've got some healing to do. And you're like, why can't I just get my relationship stable? Why can't I just call in my one true love and all of that stuff? And Spirit is saying it's because like that is important, but it is not the priority. The priority is you, your healing, and I mean, I would say like your spiritual mission, your spiritual path, but you so easily look towards someone else or go towards someone else or get wrapped up in another person's journey. And like I said, that could be your spouse or partner. It could be multiple partners. Like it's an in and out like of, I'm hearing like, 10 different people. But it could also just be one specific person. It could be like a divine counterpart, twin flame, that kind of thing, karmic connection that's in and out, in and out. And when they're in, everything's fine and wonderful. But when they're gone, it's like devastating. And I get you. Anybody who knows my journey knows that I get you. But if you want that healthy, healed love, if you want that love that never leaves, first of all, you've got to be that love for yourself. And second of all, as a result of being that love for yourself, then that person comes in. And Spirit says like that person comes in and stays. I didn't anticipate these readings going in that direction, but that's the message for you here. Okay. And then what's an action step? Whew. Boom. The Empress, the divine feminine. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So stay centered on your dreams. Stay focused on the transformation that you are here to offer. And what Spirit is really saying is stay focused on that transformation that you're attempting to offer others, but ensure that you are giving it to yourself as well. So the next thing for you, I want you to take a little time, do some self-care, sit with these messages because they were a little bit bigger than I thought they would be, but that's okay. I love it. I'm grateful that you're here and I'm grateful to be delivering this. And then I want you to really consider, what are your distractions? What are the things that you start looking at instead of looking at your mission? And you've got a big heart and you're here for a big reason. The world needs you. But there's like a little bit of healing that's going to happen, and then you're going to be fully in your divine feminine power, and it's going to get real. It's going to happen for you. And I'm hearing it's like it all comes together. The mission, your healing, your confidence, it's there. And then you get this divine love energy. But it's not, if you've been waiting for the divine love to come in and then you'll like hunker down and show up to mission, Spirit's inviting you to actually flip that. Reverse it. Right? I'm not going to rap for you. Okay. And it's like, Spirit just said, it's like, get your priorities in order. All right. So that's what I have for you, pile one. Let me know how this sits, how this resonates for you. I know that this was a little bit of a weighty message, but I know that you are here and you can handle it. Okay. I am looking forward to supporting you more. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want access to more, or if you want to get notified when I release more readings. But until next time, I love you. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile 2. Let's just get right on into your messages. Okay. So first up, we are going to talk about how you can connect with your clients. What do they need to hear from you right now? And we have Monkey, experience all that life has to offer. So your clients really need to know that you offer a transformation. The working with you is going to lead to something big for them. But what else? With light workers and healers, we might focus on one specific area of transformation, like relationships, or for me, helping people launch their business, or getting their mission off the ground. But that ripples out and it offers so much more than that. So what other impact has working with you offered to those that you have supported in the past? You guys, this isn't your first trip around the rodeo, or like trip around the rodeo. I don't know the phrase. You've been doing this for a while, right? So like here, I think if you're in this pile, you're looking to fine tune your offers, to connect a little bit more, maybe to level up. And Spirit is saying, speak a little bit to, hey, this person came to me for weight loss. And what they didn't realize is after they started feeling better about themselves and their confidence expanded. They put themselves forward for a promotion and they got it. But it's like, talk to them about the ripple effect. Talk to them about the bigger impact that you make. And you've gotten very specific on the transformation you offer. You're speaking directly to those that you want to support. Your messaging is tight. So this might feel a little bit like you're drifting, or you're going off, you're going off the grid, not off the grid. You're like going off the rails, but you're not. It's like, yeah, you're investing in your self-love, but by working with me, but as a result, your kids feel better about themselves. They see a mom or a father or a person who knows how to take care of themselves, and that it's safe to say no, and it's safe to nourish yourself. Okay, so really expand that transformation. It's not that you yourself are going to be offering more, but show the bigger impact that you provide. It's a really beautiful message. And that might come through testimonial posts. It might come from even you have experience with this. Like, you didn't just one day decide to, or you didn't just like one day realize, oh, hey, like I went to the gym for 5 weeks doing this style of workout and I got my results and that was it. There was probably a lot more depth to what happened or what you experienced as a result. And start sharing that, start speaking to that. It's going to serve you really, really well. So the next card is, how can you collaborate? And I love this because it's so in sync with this first message. So collaborating, dreams, believe in your dreams. Man, the person you support is busy. The person you support has her hands in a lot of pots, or his hands in a lot of pots. And they want more for themselves. It's like they're busy helping, serving, showing up for others, but there's some things that really matter, but they're starting to think it's not possible. This also makes me feel like the number one thing you need to do in your work with them is set some very clear goals and objectives. So first session, what is it that you want to get out of this? Or where do you want to be at the end of our 8 weeks together? That's the line that I use for the Lightworkers mission activation package, is where do you want to be after we have met, or, at the end of our 4 sessions together? And it helps me, and it would help you know where you're going and know how to craft the perfect path for your client. But it also puts them in the driver's seat and it makes them believe that it can come true, it can happen, and that you're the one who's going to support them in getting there. Whew, I like that message. Okay, so finding out what it is they actually want, and it might even be these two are connected. It's like sharing, so-and-so went through my 12-week course on, I don't know, dream work is what we're saying. And as a result, not only can she recall her dreams, but she's sleeping better, and she's healed this tendency to self-sabotage at work, or whatever it is. And then saying, like, you want to remember your dreams, you want to do dream work with me. What is your big desire? What is your big dream that you want to see manifest? It's a good conversation and dialogue opener on social media or in your newsletter, on your blog, but there's something there for you. All right. So the next one is, what support do you, the next one is, what is going to block you from showing up consistently? I have the 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. I pulled this card last night in a reading for myself, and I loved it because the word that really leapt out at me was planning. And so sometimes you guys might get caught in the planning phase, because planning is a whole lot more comfortable than putting it out there and having to actually believe that it's going to come true, is what I'm hearing. This is so common, right? Like our clients are such perfect mirror reflections of us. Okay, so you may get caught in the planning phase, in seeing what's possible, in dreaming up the big vision and seeing what life has to offer. And you might get caught so much in planning, so much in fine tuning, so much in tweaking, editing, designing, whatever it is that you're planning. You might get so focused there that you forget to take the step, to do the thing, to launch the course, to actually, if you're a writer, it's like to move past chapter 1. Okay, so notice if you're getting stuck in planning your business. For some of you, it's like this reading resonates and you just haven't yet said, okay, I'm now doing this. It's like within yourself, yes, and you're planning. It's like you're planning to eventually step into mission. You're planning to eventually be a light worker. Well, you are a light worker, but to officially like put yourself out there, but you haven't yet. Which is so interesting because, and get this impression that you've been doing this for a while. So maybe just in a different capacity. For some of you, you might be doing it in a 9-to-5 job and you're ready to make the leap, or you're planning to take the leap into self-employment. And Spirit is like really saying one of your habits is to get into over planning, to wait for all the stars to align, all the dots to add up, for all the planets to go direct, before you actually move forward and take action. And that'll block you from showing up. That'll block you from ever moving forward. Okay. So what support would you benefit from right now? We have Nike ambition. Isn't that aligned? You have the goals, you have the desires, you have the plan. The support you need is just a little bit of accountability, a little bit of a breakdown of do this, do this, do this. But you also need to be surrounded by people in community, in conversation, connecting with people who have a bigger vision for themselves and who believe in the higher vision and the bigger vision that you have for yourself. And I'm getting the impression that you might not. And it's like you might not have those people in your circle, but you also might have them, but they don't know that it's time to support you or to push you or to hold you accountable because they don't know what you're working on. They don't know what your vision is. But that support you need is kind of someone that's going to, quite frankly, pile 2, someone that's going to light a fire under your ass. Someone that's going to say, like, did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you hit launch on your website, or did you hit publish on your website? Did you move from the outline of your book to actually writing it? But you do need, and that doesn't have to be a coach. It could be your partner. It could be your spouse or a child that you're really, that's one of your adult children. I mean, my God, I have a 7-year-old and I think I could totally put her up to holding me accountable, and she would. But it's like, I'm really seeing Nike and this ambition as somebody who's going to hold you accountable. Somebody who sees your goals and your vision and wants it for you just as much as you want it for yourself. So that's the support you need right now. What's your potential should you move forward with some of the insight and downloads in this activation? I have the goddess Coventina, purification. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your mind, of your body and mind. You know what I kind of am feeling with this card is this idea, and I talk about it often, so maybe you've done one before, but this idea of a brain dump, of getting everything that you have stored up in your head and in your heart and down on paper, and really starting to take a look at what is it time to move forward with? What is it time for you to cross off and not revisit? For some of you, that is, like 6 years ago, you registered for a course and you still haven't finished it and you have no desire to finish it, but it still is on your to-do list. Cross it off. There's a reason it's taken you 6 years to do it, and it is unlikely because you're not capable, and it's unlikely because you're not driven and motivated. It just doesn't resonate. It's safe for you to not finish some of the things you've started. But as you do this brain dump and as you start to declutter some of the things that you have been focused on or working on or kind of carrying around with you, there's a freedom. There's this freeness that comes, and then your own dreams start to take flight. Oh, the wings and Nike. And you start to experience that liftoff and experience all your planning starting you start to see the plan in action. You start to see things develop. And that's very freeing. But you're holding on to a lot. And I think for a lot of you, it's this fear of failure. But you're not going to fail if you never get started. But you'll also not succeed either. Spirit was like, let that land. You won't succeed either. Okay? And you're here for success. Nike, ambition, you are here for success. So what is your next action step, pile 2? Card number 14 in the major arcana, balance. This is temperance in traditional tarot. The need for balance and moderation. Wait for perfect timing. So I really am feeling very strongly guided to say you guys have waited a lot for the perfect timing. And you guys plan a lot of things astrologically. It's like, no, like can't do that because this new moon is coming up and that's always a bad time for me, or such and such just went retrograde or whatnot. And I will tell you that, and I see this a lot, sometimes that becomes just another excuse that you're hiding behind. So if that resonates, if that's you, sit with that. Sebastian's itching it out for you. He just fell over. But really, like the need for balance and moderation for you, I feel like it's this idea of taking action and planning. Take a step. I would actually say take 3 or 4 steps. Your plan is pretty extensive. Take 3 or 4 steps and then evaluate and then reassess. All right. Well, that is what I have for you. Go ahead and let me know how this resonates. Maybe even let me know what's one action step you are going to take off of your master plan and put into action. All right. If you love this reading, definitely subscribe so you get notified when I release new ones. But until next time, bye. Hello and welcome, pile 3, to a very shaky camera and your reading. Let's just go ahead and get started. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so first up is how can you connect to your ideal client? And we have the tiger energy. Accept your magnificence. The only thing that is kind of preventing you or blocking you from being seen by your target market or by your ideal client is right now a little bit of insecurity on your end and a lack of confidence. So step into it through meditation, through doing some grounding practices. And what's really, really interesting is even before the message that's coming in for you, before you sit down to do your content creation, or before you sit down to have a discovery call or a reading or whatever it is, go outside, put your feet on the ground and just breathe. Soak up all the love from earth. Really kind of get into your zone of genius. If you're racing from thing to thing, or you're like, quick, let me publish a Facebook post and then hop into a session, it's kind of screwing with your vibration. You're coming across as flighty. You're not coming across as confident and as the expert that you are. So it's just a simple thing for you to connect with your clients. It's to get yourself grounded and centered. And that goes for even before you start writing a social media post. Do that. Get confident. The energy that you're bringing into what you're creating is received by those who are reading it or receiving it. So like they're not just receiving your words, they're receiving your energy. So make sure you're creating in the energy that you want them to get. Okay, so you guys are, and I actually am being guided to say you guys are doing all of the right things, or you're taking all of the right actions to build a sustainable and successful business. You just want to do it with more confidence and being more grounded and with a better, so your vibration isn't bad. I don't want you to receive that. You care. And because you care, sometimes it's like you put something out there and you're like, oh my God, was that okay? Are they going to love it? Are they going to hate it? Get confident. Do you love it? Do you love what you're creating? Do you love what you're putting out there? If it's a yes, then be a firm yes and use that confidence as you push it out into the world, as you channel it and write it. Okay, so that's the big message for you. So I actually see that you're writing all the right content. You're putting out all the right posts, but maybe the energy just needs to be tweaked a little bit. That's not a bad message. That's a part of your healing and your personal practice, and it's something that you are well able to do with ease. It's literally as simple as Spirit saying, like, if some of you just went out and got grounded, or if some of you just took a pause and sat for 5 minutes before hopping on a call, it would go so different. You would feel so different. All right? That's a powerful and beautiful message. I love that for you. And such a, like, it's like they've all been Lightworker, healery messages, but this one is really like in your face. Okay, so how can you connect? How can you collaborate with them? So what do you need to know about your services and your offerings? Cheer up, live in the moment. Okay, and this also feels like it's a reflection or an echo of that first message. So rather than worrying about the very end of a session or how somebody's going to review your course after they've taken it, be fully present with them. And for some of you, I'm actually picking up, you have a lot of people saying yes to work with you. Like, you are so on the right track. But your presence, okay, thank you. Spirit is saying, like, your presence really needs to be worked on. And that was a total, I thought more would come in and nothing else came in. But that's how Spirit really wants you to take away from your first and second card, is that your presence needs to be, yeah, they said don't censor it, worked on. Now your next card, what's going to block you from showing up consistently, fell to the ground. So give me 1 second. Okay. 10. This is the Wheel of Fortune. I almost said 10 of Wands, and I was like, wait, there's no wands on that Wheel of Fortune. I love this deck. This is the Triple Goddess Tarot. This is a cycle. This is karmic for you. Your confidence, being in your power, being centered in yourself, knowing your worth, knowing what it is you offer and offering it, not dimming it, not shrinking it to fit into a box, not making it more digestible for other people. This is karmic for you. And there's probably been many times throughout your life where, because you are very gifted and you are very natural, you pick up things quickly. High Gemini vibe up in this up in this reading. You pick up things quickly, you offer them quickly, but then it's like you're in, your body is in one spot, but you are always planning for the next thing. You are always, 10 paces in front of people, in front of your, it's like your head is 10 paces in front of your heart often. And we want to integrate that. But this is karmic for you, and there's such an opportunity to turn this around. You are in your thing. If you have any question about, like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I doing what I said I would do before I came here to Earth? Yes, you are. But also, like, this racing ahead, if you're looking for more things to add to your mission, maybe hit the timeout on that temporarily, because it's almost like you're teaching and learning simultaneously, and that's creating a little bit of a frantic or a little bit of a scattered energy for you as well as your clients. But yeah, you guys, you are here and you are doing it. Just be more present, be more mindful, be more in the moment as you're doing it. Okay, so what support do you need right now? I love this. Hera, Alliance. One pile always. I knock the camera like 1,000 times. So the support that you need right now is really sisterhood. You need people who are going through the same thing that you are going through, that are working on the same things, the same wounding. I don't necessarily, confidence would be from a wound. They're working on the same thing that you are working on. or you at least need someone who can guide you or mentor you in stepping fully into your healer, your power as a healer, or stepping fully into your light confidently. Because you are in it, but you're not maybe confident is not maybe. You're not confident in it yet. You're confident in your what you're offering, but not in yourself, not in your ability to offer it, which is why there's a little bit of a race around trying to add more skills, add more gifts, add more knowledge, where you know enough, you are so enough. I'm not gonna cry, but I just want to hug you and tell you, look you directly in the eye and say, you are enough. Stop looking for more things to learn and know. You're never going to know it all. And again, I'm if this is part of your nature, you love to read, you love taking courses and stuff, it's for now, it's going to help your confidence if you just stay focused on what it is that you are offering right now. And it was I think the example was, it's like trying to teach tarot while reading your very first tarot book. So look for maybe where that is in your business or in your mission right now, and try to stop that. And because you know enough that you don't need to be teaching while you're learning. You can stand in what you do currently know, and that alone, again, I'm hearing for now, so I guess you guys are probably my lifelong learners or whatnot, but you know enough for now to be confident in what you're teaching, but teach what you're confident in teaching rather than trying to fluff, that's interesting, fluff it up with something else. And I get the impression that, Spirit said, they want you to know not that you're not here to teach or share whatever it is you're learning about, just maybe not right in this moment. And it's you already know enough. I went through that. I totally can understand this energy. You're not alone in this energy. But when you step into what it is you are already an expert in, that changes the game for you. And it's an exciting game to play. You are just going to feel so different about your energy level is going to go through the roof. It's going to be so much higher because you're not going to be scrounging for information, or you're not going to be writing a post for Instagram with 15 different tabs for research open. You're just going to be able to write from what you know. Okay, big message, but it's a good message. This is a good energy for you to be in. I know it's really, it doesn't sound like it, but it is. This is a very grounding energy. This is it is. It's we're about to change the game here. Things are about to get easier. Things are about to get more aligned. It's going to feel better. What's your potential if you follow some of the guidance in this reading? And I have Ostara. She is one of my favorite goddesses. That came out weird. Fertility. It's the perfect... It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. I'm really seeing this give birth to new conditions. All your life, you have been on this quest to prove yourself, to know more, to be able to do more, to prove why you are here, to prove that you are worthy of a space at the table, and you don't need to prove yourself anymore. This is a new way of being for you. You can be fully in your power with what you know. You can show up fully and serve with what you already know. This new projects, new ideas, listen, these new projects and new ideas, they need to come. I'm going to be firm on this message as I giggle. But they need to come from what you already know. Yeah, and Spirit just I got a little tingle on the crown of my head, because what you already know is enough to put this project together. And it's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be easy. And it's almost I know I'll just use the example of writing a book. Maybe you're doing a book and it requires a lot of research. Well, it's going to take you a whole lot of time to write the book and simultaneously start doing research. Whereas if you already have all of the research, you know it because you've been through courses, you've taught it before, you've done it before, it takes a lot less energy and a lot less time. It's this, the big message, and I know it's redundant, but I guess I'm really needing to get have this hit home for you, is teach what you already know. Okay, And then your final card, action card. Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Do you want it to be easy? And I actually heard yes. I heard like several people say yes. Then let it be easy. I think the way you've been doing things is a little hard. And I can think that and know that because I will share that at one point in time, that is the energy I was in. But watch how fast, watch how easily abundance flows in. And this is abundance in energy, in money, in clients, in followers, in time, in all of the things when you do what's easy. And I really also want you to know that Spirit isn't saying stop taking courses, stop reading books, stop learning. That's not the message I'm getting at all. It's like continue to learn, continue to do the courses, but serve from a place of what you already know. Okay? All right, pile one, if that resonates, let me know in the comments. And you can find other ways to work with me, ways to get a personal reading if that would serve you at this time and if it feels aligned. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to get notified when I post more readings. I'm doing it about 3 times a week at this point. So would love to have you here. But until then, or until my next reading, until we meet again here on Earth, I love you and I'll see you next time. Bye.